Okay, good glorious morning, everyone. If you were with me on the last video, um, I was talking about food. I was talking about detoxing and eating things seasonally. I told you a little bit about Vata, Pitta, and Kapha, and I associated those with the times of day. Okay, now I'm going to ask you to work with me or listen to me while I associate that with the seasons. Okay, and right now I'm just going to work with one because I want to stay on task and give you more information, more bang for your buck, just right out of the gate. Um, I did pull up pull out my Ayurvedic notebook from when I was in school. Okay, and so I'm giving you some information that I've learned. Um, this time of year, spring, is associated with kapha. Now this is the time that a lot of us get into what we call allergy season, where we get a lot of phlegm and a lot of mucus, a lot of irritation around the nose, eyes, throat area, okay, aggravation in this area, a lot of phlegm. Kapha is also associated with the time of day as morning, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m., okay, in the coolness of things. So we're exiting the winter season, entering a warming up, a gentle warming up period. But at the same time, stop and think about it. Naturally, most of us, when we wake up from sleeping all night, our throats might be a little irritated, especially if you have trouble sleeping and you snore. These passages might be dry, but shortly after you wake up, you're kind of kind of like a cat getting rid of your fur balls, but there's a lot more mucus, okay? And so you're snorting and you're sneezing and you're waking your body up, okay, in the mornings. And so this is what spring is doing, okay? Lots more fluid going around. And so I want to get right to the point with your kapha pacifying diet and the foods that you should be eating that are going to be best for you during the spring months. And first thing, we're going to see lots and lots of vegetables. Yeah. Yes, it's time for your veggies. Okay, we've come out of the meat and potatoes and the stews and the soups. However, we're still getting some of that. So I'm going to go down this list for you, and you can Google your own list. But let's start with some of these things because we're seeing a lot of these things become prevalent, like right now. Okay. And if you are a kapha person, you have a certain earth level, okay? Maybe you have a tendency to be a little bigger and more stable than some people, all right? You're the peacemakers, you're the warm ones, you're the nurturing ones, all right? Nurture yourself with these foods in order to balance your kapha so that you don't have quite so much mucus and stuff like this. So the first thing that's kind of get to go are going to be your dairies and your sweets, okay? You're going to favor more pungent and astringent and even bitter taste, okay, to balance out. A lot of kaphas might have trouble with things like diabetes, okay? Um, Things that, make you even crave sweets, things like that. So let's look at the vegetables. Alfalfa sprouts. Now, what do you do with alfalfa sprouts? I really like alfalfa sprouts on a chicken sandwich. They're really, really good for that. And chop them up in your salads and things like that. Really, really good. Asparagus, bean sprouts. You can sprout your own beans. I've worked for the last 2 3 months now with people who actually cook every day. All right, and more than once a day. They'll cook in the morning and then they go to work and then they cook in the evening. This is generally the women that I work with, and a lot of times they would bring things, and sometimes they would say, "That's bean sprouts or sprouted beans," and I'm like, "So where'd you get those?" And it's just my kitchen. You sprout them overnight. I'm like, "Wow, okay." So bean sprouts, and then of course there's the other ones that you can get in the Asian food stores that are different. So alfalfa sprouts, bean sprouts, bell peppers, bitter melon. Let me tell you about bitter melon, okay? Awesome, awesome cleansing for, and helping you get over the sugar cravings, all right? Helping you come out of February's chocolates and helping you have some resistance to Easter's chocolate bunnies, all right? Bitter melon. And you use this, I use it very sparingly. I like to do stir fries, but with the bitter melon, I'll scrape the seeds out of it and chop up that bitter melon into very, very small pieces and put it into, you can put it in a salad. The thing is, when you jump down on that, you're going to know it's a bitter taste in there, okay? It's going to be prevalent. But when you cook it in a stir fry or something like that, it's going to be a lot milder, okay? Wonderful, wonderful health benefits. We'll get into that another time, especially if you're dealing with things like diabetes or sugar cravings, okay? Brussels sprouts. Yay! I come to like Brussels sprouts. I know a couple of ladies, though. I know one lady in particular that's kind of one of my Facebook friends. She's like trying to embrace this green vegetable thing, and she doesn't like it at all. But there are ways to kind of graduate into things. And sweetie, I swear everything tastes a little bit better with some butter on it. I have a friend that says she calls butter Jesus. Okay? Okay? One and the same with her. Okay? Put some Jesus on it. Okay? You want some toast? Put some Jesus on it. Now it's toast. Okay? So a little bit of butter. I use ghee now, okay? So I've taken the dairy out of the butter because I don't want the mucousy stuff, all right? That goes back to your cough drops and things that you're taking. Those are based off of a candy syrup, most of them. And so you wind up, it soothes your throat for a little while. You get like 2 mg's of something that's going to help with the aggravating of the throat, but then you've got the much sugar part of it that's going to dissolve, and 20 minutes later you've got congestion, cloggy throat, okay, because you just pretty much ate a piece of candy. Sorry. Okay, cabbage, carrots, cauliflower, celery, chicory. I don't know too much about that. I need to study a little bit more about that. Chilies, okay? You get a little spicy, all right? Some jalapenos, some jalapenos is one of my friends would call it, okay? But jalapenos, chilies, green chilies, things like this. The people that I work with at the Ayurveda Center use chilies and everything. All the Indian food that they would bring, most of it, had a nice little kick to it. Okay, so spice it up a little bit, all right? Collard greens, dandelion, endive. These are 2 really, really great ones, especially dandelion. Dandelion is great for detoxing the liver. It's great during detox time of year, okay? Detox season is what I'm trying to say. Dandelion, collard greens, mustard greens, okay? Let's see, where else are we? Garlic. Love my garlic, okay? And most of the people that I have to cook around don't care for it because I will smell up the place, honey. But garlic is very good for you. Once again, when you're buying these things, try to buy organic. Believe me, you can use 1/4 of the amount of an organically grown product to get the taste and the quality of the food that you need in inorganic food. It's amazing. Okay, green beans, hot peppers, kale. I'm still making friends with kale. Okay, so you feel free to send me recipes because I'm not quite there yet. Okay, parsley, peas, radishes, and not just the little red ones that are really, really cool. Those are great, but daikon, radish, Oh, look up, goggle the health benefits of daikon radish. Awesome, awesome. Spinach, Swiss chard. Now, things like Swiss chard, turnips. I like turnips. I grew up with greens, from the garden. Swiss chard, I'm kind of getting used to. I have mostly used that when I'm making juices, okay? But there are other ways to do it, folks. You can take a blend of mustard greens and kale and collard greens and chard and make this wonderful blend, okay? Um, all in the same pot, and you can cook them. Not quite with the ham hocks. If you have to have some meat, go with smoked turkey wings, because they're going to give you a little bit of fat and a lot of that smoky taste that you're after, and not quite so much of the well, it's not the ham hocks, all right? Okay, I have actually gently sauteed my greens in ghee, all right, with maybe a little bit of chopped onion or maybe a little bit of garlic, trying things differently so that they're still appealing and healthy for my body. Okay, let's look at fruits. We can still get a lot of apples this time of year, but dried fruit. Dried fruit is really, really good. Your dried apricots and things like that. In the meantime, also lemons and limes. Lemons and limes. Lemons and limes. Did I tell you? Lemons and limes? Lemons and limes go across the seasons, all right? And out here in California where I live, you can ride your bike down the road and pick up a couple. Okay? Because there's like lemon trees and lime trees all over the place out here. I don't believe that anybody should have to buy those. But anyway, lemons and limes break down in your body. You can make. Have you ever had ceviche? Uh, you can cook the fish somewhat. I don't know how to explain that, but just in the lime juice. Okay, so great, great, great for detoxification. And although they seem to be citric and acidic, they break down in the body and making the body more alkaline. Okay, all right, so strawberries, raspberries, blueberries. If it's a berry, this is the time of the year to eat it. All right, berries are going to be good for you. Do not put them in the yogurt. Do not buy the packaged yogurt with the berries. I'm sorry. I know the commercial people are going to just really, really not like me. But the thing is, when I pick up a thing of yogurt, the only ingredient I need to see on that container is milk, because that is what yogurt is made from. I don't need the pectin, I don't need the fruit sugars, I don't need the vanilla flavor, I don't know any of that. I don't need any of that. And be perfectly honest, it should not be blended with the fruit. It's a contradiction in food compatibility. We'll go into that another time. But the yogurt with the fruit is actually not a good idea. Okay, just keep that in mind. But eat your berries. All right, eat your berries. Okay, dairy is not really on the menu. Okay, we get a little bit of goat's milk, if you can tolerate that sort of a thing. Ghee, and you want to use it in moderation, but not a lot of dairy. Dairy is going to produce the mucus. Okay, same thing with your yogurt. Now you do need a little bit, and you can have it. Once again, I'm going to get in trouble with the commercial people, but if you get organic yogurt and the only thing that's on that label for the ingredient is milk, take a little bit of it aside, put it in a nice glass container, and when you've consumed your yogurt, then you use that one for a starter. And all you want is a half gallon of organic milk, and get it down to room temperature. You're supposed to heat it to a certain degrees, and then you're going to put your yogurt into there, and then stick it into a warm, dark environment. And now, when I lived in a home and I had access to a gas stove, we used to have pilot lights. And so that would alone, I would come home in the evening from work and I'd have yogurt made. Okay, so now you can buy yogurt makers. That's perfectly fine. So then you know what's in your yogurt. Okay, unless you put something else in it, and you can use this yogurt for many things. Okay, baking and everything. All right, your preferred oils for this time of year, or any time, folks. Let's get some coconut oil. It's kind of big on the list right now. Flax oil, hemp oil. Your saturated oils, your I'm sorry, I don't agree too much with canola oil. That's a last resort. Your olive oil would be better, but it's not conducive to heating. Okay, so pay attention to your oils. You shouldn't really have to have very much oils. And if you make some ghee, you won't. That's all the oil you need. Okay, and it came from the cow which ate the grass, and it's totally natural. It's clarified butter. Okay, sweeteners, honey, period. Well, maple syrup. Okay, and out here, and you can have molasses too, but you're kind of, it's not a thing you want to put in your coffee. You know what I mean, or your tea. Yeah, I'm still working on that. Give me a break. Anyway, raw local honey. Okay, the enzymes that you're getting into there, and when you can find that beekeeper, see if they have bee pollen as well, and see if you can tolerate that, because during this allergy season you want to be more compatible with the birds and the bees mostly. Let the birds do what they do. They're going to sing to you and wake you up in the morning, and the bees are going to give you their nectar, okay, for your breakfast. So it's going to be awesome. Okay, let's see. What else do we have here? Oh, let's go for some spices. Okay. If you're still doing beans and rice, you want the aspidita, otherwise known in the Indian store as hing. Okay, that cuts down on the gas and bloating. Many of us know that who grew up with elder people who had colicky babies. The gas and bloating that made the babies so disturbed because they weren't getting the natural mother's milk, okay? Or because they were out in the air too much vata going on. Aspidita. Black pepper. Black pepper is always your friend, all right? You don't have to overdo it, but this is a subtle way of spicing up some things. And then back to your green chilies. Cloves and cayenne peppers, okay? Those things are going to warm things up for you a little bit. Get your metabolic, what we call agni in Ayurveda, the digestive fire in your stomach, okay? Getting that stimulated. Garlic, ginger, horseradish, okay? Not sriracha stuff, not so much, okay? You know, I haven't even looked on the bottle of that stuff to see what was the what was the ingredients, because I got a bite of it and I decided, oh no, I never even want to see that again. So, not a fan of it. If you're using that, read the label and use it very moderately, okay? Turmeric, thyme, rosemary, sage, peppermint, mustard, marjoram, all right? You can't go wrong with the spices, honey. You really cannot. Of course, now if you're eating more fruits, there's not a lot of place for spices. But if you're eating your vegetables, all right, make it a vegetable rice pilaf and add some rosemary and some thyme and some maybe turmeric. Gives a nice yellow color and a different kind of I call it curry flavoring. Okay, let's see what else is on my list. All sprouted beans, lentils. Lentils you can do anytime, so many different ways. You can make a flippin' meatloaf out of lentils, okay? So many things you can do with lentils. Mung beans. Mung beans, you can get them green, you can get them yellow. They've got some bright orange ones, I think. But Mung beans are amazing, and if you get the round green ones and you can sprout them overnight, the nutritive properties of that thing is just absolutely amazing. Goggle it, okay? All right. Meat, moderate. All things in moderation, and especially on your meat, okay? Meat stays in your gut a lot longer, and it produces mucus around it because your body looks at it, for most of us, like a foreign body, and they're like, okay, what am I gonna do with this? And actually, when you get up in the morning before you get out of bed, if you'll rub your belly, like in the area of your colon, and you ate meat the night before, or rather the day before, you can actually feel the meat particles. Okay? Ew. Anyway, just pay attention to me. You can have your chicken, freshwater fish, lamb, these things in moderation, because remember, you're eating muscles, you're eating fat, okay? And I like my meat. I like my lamb shanks, okay? My lamb stew. Um, and every now and then I like a piece of chicken. Okay? We grew up with so much chicken. Oh Lord, it's when we weren't clucking. But anyway, okay, so whole grains. Amaranth. I'm still making friends with amaranth, but I believe that it has properties that I need. I just haven't quite figured out how to make it my friend yet. So if you got any recipes to share with me, because I recognize the health benefits of it. I've read up on it, and so I kind of want some of what it is. I just haven't made friends with it for consumption yet. Millet, dry oats, quinoa. Yes, it should be called quinoa. I like it. I cooked some at my son's house one time, and he actually went into the pot and thought it was grits, and got a spoonful of it, and it was like, what is this? And I hadn't seasoned it or anything. But quinoa will take on the taste that you give it, and it's absolutely amazing. And it's high in protein. Brown rice, basmati rice, brown basmati rice, okay? And every now and then I slip in for some jasmine rice because I really like the aroma of it and I like the flavor of it. But basmati rice has a lower glycemic index, okay, whether you do the brown or the white, and a lot better for you, okay? Now, when we're dealing with the regular white rice that we get off the supermarket shelves, a lot of times you will notice that you're not going to feel quite as satisfied when you consume that, and it actually might even trigger other cravings for other things, okay? Because all of the good stuff has been milled out of it. All right, so go more for your brown rice. Do not buy the instant brown rice. It might as well be, well, just, you're not going to get very much out of it, okay? You're not going to get much nutrition out of it. All right, go for your natural things. Remember, the mouth was designed, you have teeth so that you can chew. All right, okay. Teas. We're still in a thing, and if you're dealing with scratchy throats and things like this, this is where your teas come in, okay? Cardamom tea, when you want to relax, when you want to offset the caffeine in your coffee, even if the label says decaf, put 4 or 5 of those little seeds in your cup of coffee, okay? Kind of brings all that down. Cardamom, it is a nervine. It will kind of relax you, all right? Cinnamon, cloves, dandelion, ginger, hibiscus. I was so into hibiscus tea even before I left Texas that I had 3 clients that were suffering from blood pressure, and we got on the hibiscus tea, and I was making it by the gallons for them, and one of them actually, and of course she incorporated some other things, no longer takes blood pressure medicine. All right, hibiscus, goggle it, find out what you can about it. It's absolutely wonderful. There's another name for it, and you can get it in stores. prepared like in like I want to say Jamaican kind of stores or Caribbean stores. And right now I can't remember what the name of it was, but you could buy it already prepared, and it generally had some honey or something in it. But if you want to use it for a tea, okay, and you just add a little honey, and it's perfectly fine. But it makes a wonderful um, cold drink as well, a cold tea. So hibiscus, very, very good. And then there's orange peel tea, very good. You're going to get a little bit of the oils from the orange peel and a little bit of what we call quinine. It's going to be very, very helpful for the cold and the phlegm and stuff, okay? And what can I say? Lemons and limes, lemons and limes, lemons and limes all the time. That's just right up there with God is good. Okay? And if you can find some lemon